Hi everybody. Tonight I want to take a few minutes to show you how you can change the name of your main.dart file to something else and still have your app build. And there's a reason that I want to do this. And so I'm going to explain the motivation first, and then I'll show you how to do it. What I have open here is just a simple app that displays a grid view widget. So the purpose of this app is simply a demo to show this particular widget. You can see I've got it defined right here. All right, and the grid view just shows, in this case, 6 different containers, each with a different color and some text inside of it. All right, it's not an app that does anything really purposeful, but often in education we build these simple demo apps as kind of a proof of concept, so you can see how things are done. And again, all of the code that I wrote is just contained inside this main.dart file, which is inside your library file right over here. So that's cool. But you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to want to make a different app that shows off a different widget. And so are you. And when I do that, I don't want to just delete all of this nice stuff that I have here for the grid view, because I might want to come back to it in a few days or use it later on when I build a real app. So I want to keep this code around somewhere. And I have a couple options for doing that, but I think the best one is what I'm going to show you tonight. And it involves changing the name of this main.dart file over here. So to kind of motivate that, let me just say, first off, as I said, you could just say, well, if I have to do another widget tomorrow, I could just kind of trash this, just get rid of it, forget about it. But again, I think that's off the table for a lot of reasons. So then another option is, I could copy it. I could just take it out of here, cut it out of here, paste it in some other document somewhere. I could kind of keep a running document of all the cool widget code I had. But that's going to get a little clunky, because then if I ever want to run it again, I'm going to have to go and get that code, paste it into another main.dart file, make sure I put it in the right place. Maybe there's a missing comma now. It's not indented well. I didn't paste it exactly where it should be. A lot of problems will happen with that. So, all right, that's not a great idea. I guess I could also comment out a lot of this code. Arguably, I could just, comment out the whole class right here and then just make a whole new one. But that's going to proliferate code immensely. The file's going to get long. I could push the comments to the end. It's going to be icky though. So that's not an option. I guess another possibility is we could just build a whole new app every time, right? We could go back to the console and create a new Flutter app from scratch and then just make a new demo. But that's really non-conservative. Here we are making a whole new app with all these extra binary files for iOS and for Android. I mean, the size of this whole folder is quite large, and really all we want to do is just change the widget. So how do we keep the old stuff around in its entirety with some integrity, but yet move on? All right, so hopefully I've motivated the thinking behind this. What I really wish I could do, and I can, and I'm going to show you tonight, is I wish I could just rename this file. Instead of main.dart, I wish I could kind of right-click on it, rename, and let's call it grid view.dart, because that's really what it is. That's all it does. It shows a grid view. Let me zoom in just a bit so you can see better. All right, I wish I could just do that. And I can, of course. And then you see that you get the nice red pop-up that you have right here. Let's try to run it, see what happens when we do that. All right, so we'll run without debugging. It's in the background here, so let's see. All right, and I get a couple of things happen. First of all, it doesn't run. I know it's already running in the background. I suppose I should stop it, but I want you to see down here, there's a nice little pop-up, and that error is really important. I've actually taken a screenshot of it because I don't always get it. All right, so I've got that saved, and we're going to take a look at that in a few minutes, okay? Because that's the really cool part. First off, let me stop the app because it's just still running because it was running. All right, and I'll try to build it again, and you'll see it doesn't build. And so I get some red up here, yeah, and I get this little message down here that I said I've got already, and we're going to fix that. It also kind of pops up this file for me initially, okay? It's called launch.json. I don't want to look at that yet. That's actually the second problem I want to solve. So I'm just going to go ahead and close it. But I do want to look at this red code right here in the test directory, a file called widget_test.dart. So what's happened is, it's basically right here in this line. What's happened is that the build tool that's trying to manufacture the app is expecting to find a main.dart file. All right, so this is super intuitive. You already know what has to happen here. I renamed it. It doesn't exist. It's called gridview.dart. I'm going to come right here. I'm just going to delete this and call it gridview.dart. And magically, the red goes away. I haven't solved all my problems yet. It looks like I have. It took me a little while to figure out that I had to do more. But it looks good. I'm going to save that file. And now I think the build tool understands. I've taught it what the file is that it should be targeting. This one right here, gridview.dart. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to run it, run without debugging. It doesn't run, and instead I get this little pop-up right here, which I'm going to expand. I'm going to expand, please. Expand. There we go. And it opens up a file for me, and it says you have to set the program value now in your launch config. For example, bin/main.dart. Let me zoom in a little, maybe make that a little bigger. All right, a little extra information, a little something else I have to change, which just really wasn't obvious to me. So what I've got here is I've got the main.dart file open. No, sorry, I misspoke. I've got the gridview.dart file open, of course. I've got the widget test.dart file open, and this is the one that I edited. Okay, so I'm good there. And then now I've got the launch.json file open, and it opened automatically for me. But if it doesn't, you can find it right here in the .vs code folder. It's right there. And this little error is implying that I need to add something. Now, you have to understand a little bit about JSON to know what this is implying. So what it's saying is there's another value that I need to insert inside here that's not here already. That value is program. And actually, it's improper to call it a value because these things are called keys in the language of JSON. These are called keys, the things on the left here, name, request, and type. And the actual values are the things on the right after the colon. All right, so many of you are familiar with this data structure from other programming environments where you have a key value pair separated by commas. Right? And that's essentially what JSON is. All right. And what this is telling me is that I need to create the program key and give it a value such as bin/main.dart. Right now, of course, I don't want to give it exactly that value because that file doesn't exist anymore. So the way I do this, like after I come back into, I go to the file right here, I put a comma, all right, and then on a new line, I simply type in program as suggested, okay, colon. And now I have to put in something. Now that something didn't have to be there before when the Dart file was called main.dart because it's sort of assumed by the whole build process that you will have a file called main.dart. I don't, so now I need this. Okay, so program, and I'm going to call, I'm going to name the file. I'm going to put in the name of the file, which was gridview.dart, but that's not quite enough. That won't work if I run it. I need to come back before here, and it's suggesting that I preface the path with a directory name bin. Now, bin is not the correct directory name, all right, because that's not where gridview.dart is. If you think, well, where is gridview.dart? It's in the library file, or lib for short. That's the name of it. So what I want to do is actually say lib/gridview.dart. Okay, and no comma at the end. All right, this is the end of the JSON, so you don't need a comma. We're going to save that file. Zoom out a little bit. All right, so I made those two changes. Well, three changes, really. I changed the name of the gridview.dart file, or main to gridview. Then I went into the widget test, and I changed that. And then I went here to launch.json, and I added this. If I make all those changes, assuming everything is saved, and I say run without debugging, it launches. You can see it launching down here, and we're good to go. All right, now, as I said, the beauty of that is that tomorrow night, I can go ahead and I can, in this little directory over here, in my library directory, I can go ahead and say new file, right? And I can call this scroll view.dart. And then I keep all my code, it's all here, and tomorrow I can copy and paste from here if I want. I can put it in scroll view, I can save it, and then I can just go ahead and edit these two files and change them so they point to scrollview.dart, and then my app will build using that, and it'll sort of ignore the gridview.dart file. So this is a great way to keep you from generating lots of extra projects, and yet to keep all your stuff in one place and always have an app that you can run each time. All right, there it is. So I hope this has been helpful. Take care, stay tuned. I'll post again in a day or two with some other trick. Thanks for watching.